Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff and drink stuff that, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I swear this isn't the ending of the movie The Mist. Like, clearly I'm by myself, and I don't want, that's just a whole unpleasant thing. It's the most memorable part of the movie. But I think it's a pretty okay movie. It's not great, but it's solid. Anyway, folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I am inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Happens to be one of my absolute favorites because it's my boom, my cold and black and infinite North America 2018 shirt with some stuff on it. I gotta put it in the wash. But no, this is one of my Nine Inch Nails shirts. One of a few that I have. Nine Inch Nails, you might not know it, like, just because, like, you know, I typically showcase band stuff, in these videos, but, like, I don't have a lot of Nine Inch Nails merchandise, and what I do have, I try to keep relatively nice, so, like, but today, it was just, like, it just felt like a good day to do it, and I love Nine Inch Nails. Like, they've been my favorite band ever since I was 9 years old, by happy coincidence. I was a weird 9-year-old, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, man, ever since hearing the very first album, like, that just put it in my head, and it's literally the standard that I've held basically everything that I've listened to since, which probably explains a lot of stuff. But yeah, love Nine Inch Nails. I have seen them, him, Trent, or, if you want to consider it just a project, it's more of just a single guy project. But I've seen Trent and Co. Perform live a couple times, 3 times in my life. I do actually have some videos from one of those performances, specifically this one. They're on the channel, just in case maybe you want to check them out. I don't think I need to instruct you on where to go for Nine Inch Nails stuff. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, folks, I'm happy that I can finally go over there and do some reviews again, because I'd been under the weather for about a week. And I'm about, like, 95% of the way back to where I feel like where I should be. So, like, I'm like, okay, I'll do some reviews. And I really wanted to get this one in because a local establishment that I've actually done a couple of reviews for in the past, celebrating their 40th anniversary, that specifically happens to be, boom, Gyros Express in Villa Park, Illinois. Place that I have reviewed some of their gyros. Those reviews and this review can end up in a playlist called Eating Out Illinois, which is a playlist for just local Illinois spots. But yeah, they're celebrating 40 years. They're doing a buy one, get one free thing with their gyros. I didn't get a gyro. Well, I did get gyros, but those are for later. But I knew I wanted to go over there and review something else, especially with, that's 40 years in the restaurant business. That's insane. So, what did I get? Well, I already did the boom. What is it, though? It happens to be their Souvlaki Sandwich, which is their wording, one of their best sandwiches. That is their claim on their menu. It consists of tenderloins of marinated pork tenderloin, or tender medallions of marinated pork tenderloin, with sauteed peppers served on pita, onions with homemade tzatziki sauce, and tomatoes. The only thing I got or didn't go with was the onions, because I'm not a big onions guy. But let's take a look at this. I don't know that I've ever had their souvlaki. Like, I've had souvlaki before, but I'm typically, I get their gyros, because the Gyros Express. Oh, that looks sexy and tremendous. This is going to be a good time. Let's kind of get a thing for... Ooh, it's going to be sloppy. It's going to be sloppy, folks, but I mean that in the best of ways. It looks like... Okay. Go away. Looks like that. Okay. I'm going to try some without the sauce first off, because... Ooh. I so needed this. Because like I said, for like the better part of a week, I could hardly taste anything. So it's nice that one of the first things, that I'm actually able to, like, pretty much fully taste where I need to be. It's something that damn tasty. That's really good. And like I said, I've had souvlaki before. I apologize for me butchering the pronunciation, I'm sure. It's really good. Nice and tender. Definitely really flavorful. One thing with souvlaki, it can be, when it's not done properly, it can come off as a little bit meh, a little bit boring, but one of the reasons why I wanted to try this from here was specifically because they're like, hey, this is one of our best sandwiches. This is something we're willing to hang our hat on. And, when an establishment is willing to do that, I'm willing to go over there and give them the benefit of the doubt and go in and try it. And it's nice to see that. I would agree. This is a very tasty sandwich. Well, at least the souvlaki part of it is so far. Obviously, there's more to it than that. Just gonna go over there, get that. I love peppers, so. And sauce. We'll do the whole damn thing. I don't know. No, I've definitely had tzatziki sauce with souvlaki before. Maybe just not in this format, though. Let's kind of do this. Thing is, I don't want to do too much, because I don't want to... Oh, and their tzatziki sauce is so good. Like, if you want, like, a better, like, a fuller grasp of it, I talk about it more in depth in my review for their gyros that I reviewed. But they have really good tzatziki sauce. Like, it's really nicely balanced. And, like, it just tastes really fresh and really vibrant, and I like that. Alright, let's try to eat this without getting everything on me. Oh. Oh, those peppers make a huge difference. Because, like, the initial bite... Damn, that's good. The initial bite actually tasted very similar to a gyro. Because, you've got the pita, you've got the tzatziki sauce. So, like, my brain was like, oh, it's a gyro. Then, obviously, you're not getting the gyro meat. You're getting, the nice pork tenderloin. That's got a different spice to it. Different seasoning, different texture. So, like, that obviously changes things up a little bit. But once you hit the peppers, because, like, it's got the tomato on it, but I've had tomato on gyros before. I've never had peppers on a gyro before, though. Might be done some places. I've just never personally run into it. But that just went over there, completely spun it in a really nice new direction for me, where, like, in my brain, it almost comes off as a little bit between a cross between, like, a gyro and, like, an Italian beef, which are, like, two of the best foods on the fucking planet. Let's just get that out of the way. But yeah, so it kind of, incorporates elements of both, while still being distinctly its own thing, with the super tasty pork. And pork is really good. It's gluttonous and ridiculous, and I love it in the best possible way. That's fantastic. And, if I can be so bold, it really does showcase why Gyros Express has been around for 40 fucking years. Two questions have to be asked, so. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I have to go with yes and yes. And here's the thing. When I say yes on this, I mean, I like to think that my opinion means something regardless, because you're watching my videos, which I appreciate, by the way. But in this instance, it carries a little extra weight. Because, again, when I go to Gyros Express, I don't think I've ever gone to Gyros Express and not gotten a gyro. Because I love their gyros. I think they genuinely have some of the best gyros in the area. But yeah, man, like, I'm not going to say that completely takes the gyro out of the equation. Absolutely not. Gyros are still probably my favorite item from Gyros Express. But the fact that is something that is making me go over there and think to myself, maybe like one time out of 3, I'd get this instead of a gyro. That is saying a shitload for me. That is really tasty. Like, everything about it I love. Like I said, I like the fact that it kind of reminds me of a couple of different sort of Illinois, Chicago style staples with the gyros and the Italian beef. And then, like I said, but still having that nice, really tasty souvlaki taste as well. And that's, excuse me, gotta let the food catch up to my words. But no, it's just really tasty. Like, everything about it is like perfectly seasoned. Everything about this feels intentful and like it was put together with the mindset of like, let's make a super tasty sandwich that we can be very proud to serve. And that goes back to what I was saying about, again, man, you're putting 40 years out there. And I think that this sandwich, and really everything I've ever had from them, is really showcased in that. There is absolutely a reason why they've been around. And I'm calling this the business, folks. Like, this is really, really good. And if you watch my channel, you might know what the business means. If you don't, when I refer to something as the business, that means it's pretty much perfect item, right? Like, it's just, you could tweak it a little bit, you could do a little bit here or there, but like, fundamentally, it's just a solid, delicious item. And that's what I really feel with this. Because although I do enjoy some souvlaki from time to time, this might be my preferred method of consuming it now, because like, I really like the way that this is composed, and I liked everything about it. And it's taking the things that I know Gyros Express does really well and just putting it all in a delicious pita sandwich. So I would, yeah. And if I'm recommending it, I'm absolutely recommending it. Like I said, I mean, the name is Gyros Express. They have delicious gyros. They also have delicious spinach pie and, a number of other delicious items. Again, you can watch my other reviews. But man, like, this is a really good one. And like, I'm not going to say that it might not exist in other forms in other places, but it's the first time I've ever run into it. And I would say that this is genuinely a standout item. I would say if it's your first time there, get the gyros. I think that will go over there and see you coming back through. I've never met anybody who's been there who didn't love their gyros. But maybe on a second or third visit, I would say grab this for sure. It'll give you another reason to come back. But 5 things before I get out of here, folks. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly souvlaki-tastic rest of our lives. Again, I apologize for the mispronunciation. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, for this final little segment, I just want to congratulate the hell out of Gyros Express in Villa Park. Again, 40 years is incredible for any business, but then when you consider the fact that you're talking about the restaurant industry, there have been so many places that I have loved where I've thought they've had excellent service, excellent food, that sadly are just no longer around for any number of reasons. So the fact that you have this establishment that's been doing it for as long as they have, that it's, a family-owned and operated business, and that it really, in my opinion, is a pillar of the food scene in this area. I can't say enough good things. God! Oh, okay, that's just a thing. Anyway, bye.